2. I'm live as we can be. Let's pull this up. That's ready. Let's call Riley. Good morning, YouTube. Good to see you this morning. If you're tuning in as a replay instead of the live version here, or live, it doesn't matter. Here you have roughly 9 minutes you can fast forward to. 9 minutes until we get to showtime. Let's call up Riley. Let's see. There we go. Old school phone side. Maybe. Possibly. Morning, Waylon. Thank you, buddy.
Hello.
Riley Schriefer, Sky Blockmeyer.
Hey, can you hear me good, or is that better?
That's better.
Okay. I was going to do it through my Bluetooth, but I will just hold my phone up.
That's better, yeah.
Okay.
We're live on YouTube, by the way, so there you are. Anything you say can and will be held against you in a court of game and fish law.
Yeah.
I went through and checked who's all rewatching and watching the shows, and yeah, that's one of them.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I make sure to keep everybody in line, or.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You bet. Oh man.
Good buck, by the way.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Good one to take out. I have my game camera from 2 years ago.
I'm sending you an email right here. I got one more sale update that I forgot to tell you about.
You just let's see if I got enough juice in my iPad here for the show.
Yeah, we should Zoom. Like, is there a way like I could join you like virtually? By chance?
No, we do this through my VoIP system phone. For some reason, I can't get like a Zoom. I cannot do that at the same time as sending everything via YouTube and to the radio station on Mumble. I can do it through that system, through just Facebook or whatever, but everybody else would have to be brought in at the same time.
Yeah.
So it doesn't quite work out as well. But the technology, I'm sure, will get there.
No, I'm sure it will.
That's ready. Darren Munn, nice buck. Body looks like a little thin in the picture in the garage. Yeah, that happens. That happens. The dogs were chewing on it nicely last night.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, shit. Karen, KOL is ready to go. KOLY, thank you. Good to see you guys. All kinds of stuff coming on here right now. Everybody's waking up. Everybody's ready to rock and roll. Big Daddy Days ready to go at KGFX. Thank you, Big Daddy. Steve. I don't think I can read that one on the YouTube, but it's pretty funny. What do we got here? 100 commercial heifers.
Yeah, we forgot to.
Nice.
I forgot to tell you about them. Yep.
Add that to the rest of the stuff.
Yep.
Let's see here. I think there's a new season opening in South Dakota today. I think East River rifle season is going on.
They open later though?
They got different seasons. They don't do a statewide open. Black Hills opens up, and then Custer, and then West River, and then East River.
So certain units open up, and
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, just sides of the state. I'll show you. I'll pull it up here and see what it is. Yeah, big game deer. Yeah, so like archery is like September 1st to January 1st.
Mhm.
Then they have an apprentice and mentored. Black Hills was November 1st to November 30th. Custer is November 1st to December 15th. Last weekend, West River opened up and it goes to the 29th. West River Landowner is a separate, that's the same side. And East River opens today and goes to December 6th.
Wow.
So, yeah. But South Dakota's a lot more landowner friendly than the Nodak side.
Yeah.
Gets to be.
Yeah, North Dakota's not very landowner friendly.
Especially when you try to get add land into elk habitat. They don't. I've been working on that for a couple of years. All right. Well, 3 minutes here. What else is going on the northern side?
Not a whole lot. It's been super nice up here. We actually got some rain yesterday.
You got it yesterday. We got it the day before, Thursday.
Never mind. Yeah, it was the day before. Yesterday was the drying day. Yeah. So, yep. Yeah, we got it the day before. Nice rain. I wish it would rain like that all the time.
Yeah. We didn't get a whole lot, enough to, make things a little bit muddy, but.
Yeah.
What's, you got everything lined up for the Coyote tournament?
Yeah, we're still working on a few details. We're still working on some sponsorships and whatnot, but it'll all line up by the day it comes. Hopefully we get enough people that want to be in that chili cook-off too. So we're gonna have the hunters come in and vote on what chili they like the best, and then they get fed right away too.
Nice.
Yep.
So how do you go about that with the King Burgum's mandates?
I don't know. We'll play it by ear. We haven't quite figured that out yet. And as far as I know, the mandate only lasts until it doesn't have a date stamp on it.
Yeah, like December 13th or 14th or something.
Yeah, well, that's perfect because this ain't till January 9th.
Yeah.
So,
however, I think it was just a test run. I think they're gonna. Yeah. I think they'll extend it. All right, we got less than 60 seconds to start out here, and we'll go from there. But so you need to put on your flyer. You should have what town it's roughly by.
It does.
That says from Halliday.
Well, okay, if you can't tell it's from Halliday, when it says from Halliday, go 2 miles north.
I'm just saying in the big one where it's like January 9th, 2021, chili cook-off, Halliday, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, if we print any off.
Oh, hold on. Stand by. We're coming live here. 5 seconds. Stations 5. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Saturday edition of Dakota Prairie Outdoors. Let's talk outdoors and agriculture today. You can call in toll-free and join in 888-932-5682. That's 888-9-DAKOTA. 9-DAKOTA. That's right, 932-5682. Hey, I'm Scott Bachmeyer, broadcasting from the bunkhouse here, nestled in the Badlands of the Dakota Territory on our very last weekend of deer's season on my area. Now, if you're in South Dakota, the West River deer rifle season opened up last Saturday. Today, the East River side opens up. The East River Special Buck, East River Landowner, and just the all-around East River deer season. So that opens up today in South Dakota, heads all the way to December 6th. And then muzzleloader season will kick off right around that December 1st side of things here. And then the East and West River antlerless season, that opens up December 12th and goes through December 20th in the South Dakota side of things. So there you go. Hey, just a reminder, I was talking to a guy, a neighbor of mine, who shot a coyote and he dropped it off at my doorstep. And he said, hey, do you know about that Polaris Egg Advantage that Action Motorsports is having up there and on the strip in Mandan? And I said, I do, as a matter of fact. And he said he took advantage of it, went up and got himself a brand new Ranger, air conditioning, heat, the whole works. So make sure you get and take advantage of the Polaris Egg Advantage. Action Motorsports, Mandan, North Dakota, 10% off. And all you have to do is kind of prove that you're in the agricultural business side of things. Go in there in about 1 hour. The doors will open and Britt will take care of you, I guarantee. On the phone line with me this morning, Riley Schriefer from Schriefer Red Angus. How you doing, sir?
I am good. I just got to throw a plug out there to AMS as well. Britt and Casey and the rest of the crew there, they really do take care of guys. And it's a great outfit. So if you're looking for a Ranger, I would highly recommend going there.
You know what I like about it is when you take when you accidentally try to fix your four-wheeler yourself, and you had Jesse Flath help you, and at the same time we both dropped the axles and did not go back together at all. And you have to take it up. They make sure that since you're in the egg business, they realize I was driving 3.5 hours to get there. And once I got there, they made sure to take care of it that day right away, made sure I was in and out in a hurry and got me back on the road. That's what I like about it.
So, well, yeah, they do a really good job of just prioritizing, like, okay, that needs to be done ASAP, like that person uses that thing every day, and so I mean, I've had nothing but great service there. I will be a repeat customer there for life. That reminds me of a story about Jesse Flath. I don't know if I ever told you this story when he came out.
What better time to do it than right now?
I know, right? He came out coyote hunting and he brought his four-wheeler out and it snowed a pile and he's just, just out there having fun, just driving around on his four-wheeler, and he gets stuck and he thought my snowmobile could pull him out, and I'll never forget I hit it a little harder. I'm like, no, I'm gonna tear off my back bumper. No, hit it a little harder. And we ripped that back bumper right off that snowmobile, and we were both just sitting there laughing about it. I don't know how we got out. I can't remember how we got out of that. Maybe he can call in and refresh my memory.
Well, did I ever tell you the time when he first got that four-wheeler, he helped me go fencing?
No.
All right. So we get down to a low area where there's a whole bunch of tree saplings growing all over the place. And he thought, well, let's just hook a chain around it. I'll put it to my front bumper and I'll just back up and rip these trees and root them out of there. I guarantee, I think it was a week later or maybe a couple weeks later, that four-wheeler was back in Action Motorsports getting fixed. There was just a little something wrong with the front differential on that thing after that.
Yeah. I'm sure those poor guys at Action would see everything.
They do.
I mean, it's unreal.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't going that fast. I guarantee they hear that a lot.
Yeah, I know. That rock came out of nowhere. Yeah.
That does happen, by the way.
It does.
That does happen. So you got a coyote tournament. We got a lot of. I have people have been sending me their coyote tournaments and predator hunts and all kinds of events, ice fishing tournament updates, and I appreciate that because I'll make sure to get them mentioned on my radio show here. You can do that by emailing it to scott@ndsupernet.com, or you can just send it to me via Facebook Messenger or what have you, and I'll get that out. You can also text it to me at 701-425-6651. But you have a coyote tournament coming up on January 9th here. Tell us a little bit about what's going on.
Yeah, so last year we had a benefit coyote hunt for it was myself and Kyle Fairby. It's based out of Halliday at Fairby Shop. They're gracious enough to let us use their shop. We have a really good friend with cancer, and I know him and his family could really use the help. So this is how Kyle and I decided that, like one night before we had our tournament last year, we sat down and like, gosh, we really just need to do something for him, but we just don't know what. Well, we came up with this deal last year. It was a great success, And we throw a little mix into it. So it's a 3-dog submission. So if you shoot more than 3 dogs, we ask that people just donate their other dogs to Garrett's cause. And we have 7th place suppressors on the line again. So it keeps everybody coming back.
Say that again. 7th place, you win stuff?
7th place,
okay.
You win suppressors. The
nice.
team that takes 7th wins suppressors. So we're still working on the other prize lines, but we got those for sure. Those will be on, but I don't know. It's incredibly hard to find good prizes right now because everybody and their dog is out there buying rifles and pistols and all that stuff, and not that much stuff is available. And we're working through a local FFL out of Hazen.
Yeah. Joe will get them for you. I bet he'll sneak something in there for you.
Okay.
So here's what I like about this kind of format. I ran across in my very first, shoot as many as you want, but you can only check 3 in type of tournament. Was the ambulance squad out of Sturgis, South Dakota puts one on, and they didn't do one last year. I know I had some trouble in the family, but I don't know if they're going to do it this year. I should better get in touch with them because I love that tournament. And I like that format because it's kind of like a gambling thing. And that includes, in South Dakota, their tournament included, you check 3 dogs in, and that includes your big dog, little dog. So if you truly wanted to get in on the little dog, but you didn't know, you had to put a little strategy involved in this. And I see a lot more tournaments kind of turning into that. What was your guys' reason for going with the check 3 in?
Well, there's just a lot of amateur hunters, ourselves included. And I've hunted a few coyote contests in my life, and there's some really good coyote hunters out there that'll come in with 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 dogs a day.
20, 22 in the Williston tournament in one day.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. And those guys can just flat out shoot. So this kind of levels the playing field. Yeah, granted, the more dogs you shoot, the more you have to choose from for your 3 that you want to weigh.
Exactly. Yes.
But it's still, that it gives that amateur team, hey, we went out and we shot 2 really big dogs. They could actually beat a really good team that went out and shot 9 dogs, but those 2 big dogs could actually weigh more than those 3 dogs.
Right.
It just evens the playing field, makes it fun for everybody. Like last year, 7th place was 1 dog, and they got suppressors.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And so it just, everybody was standing in limbo because we wouldn't tell anybody their weight. We wouldn't post live weights. We kept them all secret until, and it was just like everybody was standing around waiting, and tell you what, nobody wanted first place. Everybody wanted those suppressors.
I tell you what, stand by with me, Riley. We're going to go to break time. We got some questions coming in about the tournament, and we get to talk about some deer hunting stories here too. More coming up. Dakota Prairie Outdoors Saturday edition continues all across the Dakota Territory next.
Join Piper's Auctioneers for the annual Upper Midwest Equipment Auction. This online auction begins to close on December 8th at Pifers.com and features livestock and hay equipment, semi-trucks and trailers, exceptional construction equipment with low-hour payloaders, skid steers, excavators, and more. And this premier Piper's Auction showcases an uncomparable offering of like-new Case, Kubota, and Versatile tractors from 150 to 550 horsepower, some with less than 100 hours. Full inventory details and online bidding is available at Pifers.com.
Dakota Community Bank and Trust advisors. Use your wealth to support your family and those you care about. We know you have worked hard over the years to accumulate wealth. We want to make sure your legacy reaches your heirs as you intend, either by will, by trust, or by beneficiary designation. We emphasize flexibility to meet your goals and discipline to achieve them. Visit DakotaCommunityBank.com.
At Dakota Community Bank and Trust, that's what we do.
Our outdoor heritage is important to North Dakotans, and the state's oil and natural gas industry is advancing the possibilities for conservation. The North Dakota Outdoor Heritage Fund receives up to $40 million per biennium from oil and natural gas taxes. The industry is reclaiming land for future generations, and it's developing our state's natural resources in harmony with our great outdoors and wildlife. North Dakota Oil and Natural Gas, advancing the possibilities. Brought to you by the North Dakota Petroleum Foundation.
MoPro Guide Service, the best on Lake Oahe. Brent and his staff will give you the most enjoyable fishing experience, always having the latest in electronics, gear, and the most comfortable Lund boat on the water. Fish with somebody who lives in Mobridge, South Dakota, the heart of Lake Oahe. If you need a place to stay, the Rest Motel has newly updated rooms with free internet. A family-owned and operated business. Go to OaheWalleyes.com. That's OAHE Walleyes.com for the best fishing experience Lake Oahe has to offer. Rockin' 7W has all the panels you need. Freestanding panels, windbreak panels, feeder panels, and the original protester panel. If you don't know what that is, it's a sort panel that makes sorting calves from a cow a breeze. You can do it in a fraction of time with just one person on foot or horseback. You can custom order sizes to fit your current operation, or you can start from scratch. Rockin' 7W also does trailer repair on any size trailers, mobile welding, and custom cattle hauling. Call Justin at Rockin' 7W at 701-206-1030. That's 701-206-1030. Rockin' 7W, the farmer and rancher's go-to guy. Western Frontier Insurance. Agents that understand you, your needs, and the community. Whether you're looking for coverage on your farm, ranch, home, or auto, you can trust that Western Frontier Insurance will find you a combination of price and coverage that works for you. No fancy jingles, no talking boxes or animals, just good neighbors helping to keep you covered. Western Frontier Insurance. Offices in Hazen, Washburn, and Wilden.
Join Pfeiffer's Auctioneers for the annual Upper Midwest Equipment Auction. This online auction begins to close on December 8th at Pfeiffer's.com and features livestock and hay equipment, semi-trucks and trailers, exceptional construction equipment with low-hour payloaders, skid steers, excavators, and more. And this premier Pfeiffer's Auction showcases an uncomparable offering of like-new Case, Kubota, and Versatile tractors from 150 to 550 horsepower, some with less than 100 hours. Full inventory details and online bidding is available at Pfeiffer's.com.
Our outdoor heritage is important to North Dakotans, and the state's oil and natural gas industry is advancing the possibilities for conservation. The North Dakota Outdoor Heritage Fund receives up to $40 million per biennium from oil and natural gas taxes. The industry is reclaiming land for future generations, and it's developing our state's natural resources in harmony with our great outdoors and wildlife. North Dakota Oil and Natural Gas, advancing the possibilities. Brought to you by the North Dakota Petroleum Foundation.
Dakota Community Bank and Trust provides ag loans for all stages of growth, from seed to harvest. Our expert agribusiness lending staff specializes in loans for livestock, equipment, vehicles, and operating. With our roots in agribusiness lending, you can be assured that our lending staff will provide you with prompt and reliable service. In other words, our ag loan officers will always keep your best interests in mind. Stop by your local Dakota Community Bank and Trust today. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Welcome back, everybody. It's Dakota Prairie Outdoors Saturday edition, coming back at you. Music from Breakin' 8. You can find more of their music on iTunes and any music format that you want to buy it with here. Breakin' 8 here. Benny Paulson and the crew. I appreciate them letting me use that music. Thank you very much. Riley Schreifer is my guest here today. Say the Coyote Hunt, it's January 9th, and you said it's out of that Halliday, from Halliday 2 miles north on Highway 8, 4 miles west. And
nope,
that's
0.4 miles west. Half a mile west.
Okay.
Yep.
0.4 miles west, and that's at Farabee Shop. So people up in your area know where that is, I'm guessing. Now, the question is,
you can see it from the highway.
2 or 3 man teams is what a question came in about.
2-man teams.
Okay.
Yep, 2-man teams, calling only.
How about two woman teams?
Oh, it don't matter.
Okay.
Yep, 2-person teams. We'll just put it that way. Yep.
All right, good enough. All right, hey, you have a bull sale coming up, don't you?
Yes, we do. Yep.
Now, that's a little bit different for people that know Schreifer Red Angus. They are used to seeing in Dickinson, but you're kind of changing things up on us this year.
Yeah, so we were gracious and blessed to have Wassums and Pavlenko's. So Wassum Red Angus from Halliday and Pavlenko's from the Dunn Center area.
Mm-hmm.
They were gracious enough to allow us to have a joint production sale with them in Richardson to join them on in February. So yeah, we used to sell in March in Dickinson, and now we will be offering our sale offering in February. And so, yeah, it's a little earlier. So it gives people a little earlier to decide their buying decisions. But yeah, we'll have, with us and Wassums and Pavlenko's combined, we'll have 90 bulls for sale and 100 heifers.
Yeah, awesome. And one of the best ringmen you'll ever see work a crowd.
Oh, yeah? Is that Jesse Plath?
Oh, you're having him do that too?
No, yeah, Scott will be joining us.
That's
so, yeah,
right.
you want good ringman service? Come on out.
So how about our folks that are listening in South Dakota that are Red Angus breeders? How do they find information on this? And I know you put it online. I mean, you can bid online on these things too. Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, we will be broadcasting with DV Auction for the sale. You can find all of your information at wassomredangus.com and on their Facebook page, on schreferredangus.com and on our Facebook page, and on Pavlenko Simmental's Facebook page.
Real easy names to be able to spell.
Yeah. So Wassum is WASEM, redangus.com, and Schrefer is SCHRIEFER, redangus.com.
Yeah.
And Pavlenko's is PAVLENKO.
Oh, you got it. Look at that. Yep. I tell you what. Hey, if you had to pick out one bull that somebody should have in their herd right now from yours and Wassum's, and even if you want to look at Pavlenko's too, which what are people looking at right now?
What's
the Red Angus blood that everybody wants?
Well, I mean, it's so different. I mean, that's such a relative to specific operations question, Scott.
I know it is.
But
what's hot right now? I mean, what's the $1 million bull? That's what I'm going to ask you.
What is the $1 million bull? Well, I don't know.
Let's put a little pressure on Weissauer about this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, if he could sell us $1 million bull, we'd be something there. Yeah. I mean, I think that would set new records in the Red Angus breed. I don't know. I don't know what's it. Like I said, that's pretty relative. I guess for us, like we got some. Those bases loaded bulls are always hot, and and for Wassums, they got some quarterback and domain and looking cool bulls that are pretty cool. And for Pavlenko's, they got some proclamation and red moon calves that are going to be stellar. So and I guess what's hot, I guess, is outcross. And I'm seeing more and more people now in the Red Angus breed looking for outcross genetics because there's been a lot of the same genetics being passed down, and that is something that we and Wassums will have to offer at our sale. So if you are looking for outcross performance genetics, come on out to Richardson.
Okay. So. And if people don't know about the Wicks Barn, it's a pretty nice little place they have.
Oh, yeah. It's 3 miles south of Richardson on Highway 8, right on the east side of the road. Pretty hard to miss. But it's a beautiful facility.
Yeah. Well, deer season, how's it going for you? I got mine last night. I finished up last night finally.
I know. Yours is a stud, dude. You call that a cull buck? We'd call that a trophy. that thing is a monster. No, deer season's been going really good. The wife tagged out in the first hour, so that was fun. She got to spend, she was a little disappointed because she got to spend far less quality time with her husband than she was anticipating. Where I was really excited because I was like, oh, we got her an awesome deer real quick,
Yeah.
So kind of puts things into perspective of like why you should be hunting and why you should not be hunting, I guess. And I think she's more on the right track of quality time with people.
Yeah.
So
it is a good time. I've helped a couple people get their deer too, and I enjoy that more than I do going out myself.
I do too. Like yesterday, we have a good friend and neighbor, and they helps us make saddles. North of Zap there, he's got a little saddle shop. He's new to the area. They've been living here for about 2 years. Well, anyway, I said put in for a whitetail, and he got drawn. And yeah, we've been trying to find him a deer here for a couple weeks, and yesterday it happened, and he got a really unique, cool whitetail that we're pretty excited about.
You seeing any EHD death loss up in your neck of the woods?
No, but I hear it's close. I guess hearsay is hearsay. So how much truth is to the fact, I don't know, but I guess it's south of 200, and kind of in the Hebron and south of Zap area, but I haven't come across any death loss personally,
Good.
so
Good.
Yeah. How about you?
Well, I found one whitetail that was already decayed and eaten up by the coyotes, but other than that, I don't know if it died from EHD or not. I have no idea. Maybe it was just an old buck that got, it got run down by the coyotes or mountain lion. Who knows? But, we don't really have a lot of standing water here in the Badlands. So
Yeah.
I think that has a little bit more to do with it, and cropland too. But yeah, everything's down on the riverbanks, and that river flows decent enough this year, even as dry as it was. Let's see. Do you have text comes in? Oh, do you have numbers for places you went Texas hog hunting? I'll tell you, Travis, when I'll text that to you later on. And he's heading down. You know Travis Eckroth.
Oh yeah. And I'm actually heading down to Texas to do some hog hunting in December.
Are you really?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. My sister got me flights to one of her friends' place, and her husband we're gonna go hog hunting for the first time. Never been.
You're gonna love it.
I hope so.
Yeah.
It sounds fun.
It's awesome. You're gonna use archery or just rifle?
Rifle. I've never flown with rifles before, so that'll be a first experience for me.
Yeah. Got to have a lock case and make sure, because they're going to open it up and they're going to test everything on you. Especially now. And make sure you wear your mask. God darn it.
Yeah. Yeah. I kind of have to now, right?
What area in Texas are you headed to?
We are going to go flying to Amarillo, and I believe it's about an hour southeast.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
I was at a place close to that area, south of Amarillo, too, my second hog hunt. And it's different. A lot of trees down in that area.
Yeah, that's what they said. So I was like, hey, what kind of gun should I bring? And they were just like, I don't know, anything that can hit anything at 100 yards or less. And I was like, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I hope, cross my fingers, that the hogs like that stay southern states. I know there's been rumors some in the Dakota Territory, but I hope it never happens to us, because, man, they are destructive, especially for you guys in the farming side of things.
Yeah, I'm glad we don't have them. That would be. I don't know. I've heard of little small pockets of them, even up in Canada, but yeah, I just can't see anything like that taking hold up here.
Well, you never know.
Never know. I think the coyotes are. I think the coyotes are too big up here. They got smaller coyotes down there that can't send out some hogs. So.
Very quickly, your sale date is when again?
February 18th, and we actually will have the North Dakota Red Angus State Select Sale. It's a big female sale coming up here. I think the second weekend in December, and we actually will have a really nice Peacemaker heifer consigned to that sale. She's magnificent, and you can find her on our website.
All right, Riley Schriefer Red Angus, thanks for joining me here this morning, and I'm going to have Jamie Olson talking coyotes here in the second half, and that's coming up next here as all across the Dakota Territory and on my YouTube channel, Dakota Prairie Outdoors Radio. We'll be back with more right after these messages.
Join Pfeiffer's Auctioneers for the annual Upper Midwest Equipment Auction. This online auction begins to close on December 8th at Pfeiffer's.com and features livestock and hay equipment, semi-trucks and trailers, exceptional construction equipment with low-hour payloaders, skid steers, excavators, and more. And this premier Pfeiffer's Auction showcases an uncomparable offering of like-new Case, Kubota, and Versatile tractors from 150 to 550 horsepower, some with less than 100 hours. Full inventory details and online bidding is available at Pfeiffer's.com.
Dakota Community Bank and Trust advisors. Use your wealth to support your family and those you care about. We know you have worked hard over the years to accumulate wealth. We want to make sure your legacy reaches your heirs as you intend, either by will, by trust, or by beneficiary designation. We emphasize flexibility to meet your goals and discipline to achieve them. Visit DakotaCommunityBank.com.
At Dakota Community Bank and Trust, that's what we do.
Our outdoor outdoor heritage is important to North Dakotans, and the state's oil and natural gas industry is advancing the possibilities for conservation. The North Dakota Outdoor Heritage Fund receives up to $40 million per biennium from oil and natural gas taxes. The industry is reclaiming land for future generations, and it's developing our state's natural resources in harmony with our great outdoors and wildlife. North Dakota Oil and Natural Gas, advancing the possibilities. Brought to you by the North Dakota Petroleum Foundation.
MoPro Guide Service, the best on Lake Oahe. Brent and his staff will give you the most enjoyable fishing experience, always having the latest in electronics, gear, and the most comfortable Lund boat on the water. Fish with somebody who lives in Mobridge, South Dakota, the heart of Lake Oahe. If you need a place to stay, the Mo Rest Motel has newly updated rooms with free internet, a family-owned and operated business. Go to OaheWalleyes.com. That's OAHE Walleyes.com for the best fishing experience Lake Oahe has to offer. Rockin' 7W has all the panels you need. Freestanding panels, windbreak panels, feeder panels, and the original protester panel. If you don't know what that is, it's a sort panel that makes sorting calves from a cow a breeze. You can do it in a fraction of time with just one person on foot or horseback. You can custom order sizes to fit your current operation, or you can start from scratch. Rockin' 7W also does trailer repair on any size trailers, mobile welding, and custom cattle hauling. Call Justin at Rockin' 7W at 701-206-1030. That's 701-206-1030. Rockin' 7W, the farmer and rancher's go-to guy. Western Frontier Insurance. Agents that understand you, your needs, and the community. Whether you're looking for coverage on your farm, ranch, home, or auto, you can trust that Western Frontier Insurance will find you a combination of price and coverage that works for you. No fancy jingles, no talking boxes or animals, just good neighbors helping to keep you covered. Western Frontier Insurance. Offices in Hazen, Washburn, and Wilton.
Join Pfeiffer's Auctioneers for the annual Upper Midwest Equipment Auction. This online auction begins to close on December 8th at Pfeiffer's.com and features livestock and hay equipment, semi-trucks and trailers, exceptional construction equipment with low-hourd payloaders, skid steers, excavators, and more. And this premier Pfeiffer's auction showcases an uncomparable offering of like-new Case, Kubota, and Versatile tractors from 150 to 550 horsepower, some with less than 100 hours. Full inventory details and online bidding is available at Pfeiffer's.com.
Our outdoor heritage is important to North Dakotans, and the state's oil and natural gas industry is advancing the possibilities for conservation. The North Dakota Outdoor Heritage Fund receives up to $40 million per biennium from oil and natural gas taxes. The industry is reclaiming land for future generations, and it's developing our state's natural resources in harmony with our great outdoors and wildlife. North Dakota Oil and Natural Gas, advancing the possibilities. Brought to you by the North Dakota Petroleum Foundation.
Dakota Community Bank and Trust provides ag loans for all stages of growth, from seed to harvest. Our expert agribusiness lending staff specializes in loans for livestock, equipment, vehicles, and operating. With our roots in agribusiness lending, you can be assured that our lending staff will provide you with prompt and reliable service. In other words, our ag loan officers will always keep your best interests in mind. Stop by your local Dakota Community Bank and Trust today. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
On that road, but don't you worry, one day I'll settle down. And when that time comes, I hope you're still around. I hope you're still around.
Welcome back, everybody. It is Dakota Prairie Outdoors Saturday edition. You're listening to it on KGFX in Pierre, South Dakota, KOLY, Mobridge, KFYR in Bismarck, KLTC Dickinson, KCJB, Minot, and all around the world on YouTube. Thank you for subscribing and watching. I appreciate that. And you can find that channel at Dakota Prairie Outdoors Radio. Jamie Olson out of Wyoming is with me here, the man with the plan. If you want to trap and snare coyotes and shoot them, you got it going on. But Jamie, how you been, buddy?
Good, man. Good. Nice to hear from you.
Yeah, it's been a while since I had you on here, man. It's you've been busy. You know, once you do that Box Creek Outfitters and you're out there getting people their trophy elk all the time and antelope and the whole works now. The only people you have time for are these guys from Dakota Predator Hunters.
Yep.
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 Oh, man, it is coyote season, and I can tell you that because I have a stack of coyote tournaments that are going on around the North and South Dakota areas, which I'll go through some of them here at the end of the program. But holy moly, man, they're coming in even with the mandates. Well, I should say there's only mandates in North Dakota. South Dakota's letting people live their lives down there. But how is that going to be changing? How's this COVID going to change coyote tournaments? I know you have the one coming up in Williston. Or no, I'm taking that Dickinson.
Yep. No, well, like the Williston one got canceled. We do that Luke Oil Memorial Hunt, and the family was cautious about running the tournament this year, and I kind of respected that.
Yeah.
So we canceled the October one, and then I canceled that December one about the same time. It just seemed like I didn't want to have all the planning and come up to it and have the hotel cancel it for me.
Right.
So I've got the one scheduled for January, the North Dakota Coyote Classic, which is going to be in Dickinson, North Dakota. And that's on the 9th. Check-ins would be on the rules meeting would be on the 8th. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's, most of the stuff is done outside, obviously the hunting side of it, but even the check-ins are done outside. I would think most places that if the bar is open, a lot of these are just bar tournaments. So
well, that's
I don't
the problem
know.
there too. The bars now in certain areas, there's a mandate of only 25 or 50% of capacity. So I mean, it's just a lot of rules going on. It's like we're living in I don't know. We don't have a lot of freedoms anymore. Sometimes is what it seems like.
Oh, well, I kind of stand around and I'm going to throw myself right in this. I'm pretty quick to complain about the situation, but I don't know what I could possibly do about it.
No, exactly.
I don't know what kind of civil dissidents that I could bring forward that would actually have an impact on the dang thing.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I'm not going marching around downtown Douglas here and breaking windows. Think that's going to change anything.
Come on, riots change everything, man. Yeah, right.
Yep.
So you were talking, and I had to cut you off because we had to come back on air. But you were discussing in your area, and this is kind of interesting because North and South Dakota both had different rules on how often you need to check your traps or snares. And I believe South Dakota is 72 every 72 hours. North Dakota does not yet have anything, and they wanted to change that. I believe it was 2 or 3 years ago. They wanted to put some type of a time frame where you needed to check it, and it didn't pass. So how is it in your area? I know you said explain that story a little bit too, because it's kind of interesting hearing this from different states and what they're doing.
Well, they put out a notification that they wanted to have an opportunity to meet with sportsmen. In this situation, it was trappers, and then they set up the meeting time for like the 3rd week of September. Well, that's opening of rifle antelope, at least for the areas that I guide and outfit. Mm-hmm. And so they put it during the time of year where most guys are too busy to be, to be at those meetings. So then when the season gets all done, first part of November here, I got an email about they didn't make any real meaningful changes, but they're trying to add language to it. Anyway, they did it kind of on the sly, and they're talking about fur trapping. Well, fur is most of it only really has value for like a couple months out of the year. But people trap and do depredation control throughout the year round, especially in Wyoming, especially in livestock producing areas. And I'm not killing coyotes for the fur. I'm not waiting to kill them, for November 15th to maybe January 15th. I'm doing for depredation control.
Right.
And so people who are trying to control predators on livestock should be afforded some more liberal check laws in order to be effective on what you're trying to do, which is trying to save livestock. It's not about me having a sporting experience or trying to have a fair chase with these animals. I mean, there's situations where when you're swatting a mosquito, you don't care what the mosquito thinks.
Yeah.
So
do they have laws now? Do they have a mandatory check time for you now?
Yeah, so like on snares, we didn't have a check on snares. Now they've given us, we're supposed to check it once every calendar week on snares, and then on footholds it's 72 hours, and I think drowning sets, I think it's it's 1 week or 7 days, but there is different laws for different types of equipment, which is appropriate. A snare is a kill device. It's not a holding device. It's just, it kills the animal, and that's the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
Traps hold the animal, but it gives you an opportunity to release that animal. In today's modern traps, you're not breaking bones. They're not chewing their feet off. You can have specific animals that have tendencies, but there's better tools to be using. Coon, for instance, if you put them in a DP trap, dog-proof trap, you're not going to have chewing. But if you have a foothold with a coon, you're going to have that almost immediately. That's why people use drowning sets and water sets, because if you stick them in water, they're not chewing.
Yeah.
So be aware of your animals and what you can do and what you can't do. But to have laws set up that are just kind of a blanket statement, to be like nobody would set laws up for elk and then just transfer that over to whitetail. Nobody would do that. The biology is different. How you maintain them is different. The terrain is different, so on and so forth, But they get like people in there to ask these questions. A lot of times they're hobbyists. They do a small amount of hunting or small amount of trapping or small amount of, a few weekends here of the year. And then they're trying to make, give their opinion. And the guys that they really need to be talking to are out in the field trying to do the work.
Yeah.
It's an industry to a lot of people. There's no getting around it. The industry in livestock, and there's the industry in wild game, and there's certainly a need for wild game management. And the game and fish isn't really, it's a different way of managing the way the game and fish does it. And I feel as if money gets to be a big play in it.
Money always gets to be a big play. I mean, look at like California, no more trapping, right? I mean, and that's spreading. There's more and more states that are getting that law passed, that no more coyote tournaments, no more trapping of any sorts unless it's the government doing the trapping for some reason. What's that?
I got a job working for the government for 7.5 years hunting coyotes, and they throw the kitchen sink. And you can do almost anything. I'm overstating it a little bit. I mean, but that's what they're doing. They took the mountain lion hunting away from sportsmen in California, but they're still killing the same amount of mountain lions. Now they use federal guys to do it, but what the feds do is they come in, they overtake that portion of the industry, and then they hire the same guys that were running dogs on lions privately are doing it now for the government.
Yeah.
And so now the state pays the government to provide services like that. So now the state, instead of getting revenue for their hotels for sportsmen coming from out of town, gas and food and outfitters and guides and so on and so forth, instead of all that, now it's just an out-of-pocket expense for the state of California. It's just an expense. But they're still killing the same amount of animals, and the same guys, the same dogs are the ones doing it.
Jesse texted in. He says it's taken it away from those of the hobbyists that like to go out there and try to do it themselves.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do
you think that's coming here to the Midwest eventually someday?
Well, a lot of these states have got within their state constitution that it's a right to hunt, fish, and trap and stuff like that. I believe North Dakota has that.
Yeah.
I don't know how much if it has any teeth to it, but it may at some point when they're trying to come in and just get rid of coyote hunting or just get rid of mountain lion hunting or getting rid of these whole sectors of the industry, especially on predators, bears, lions, that sort of thing, the big apex North American predators. But if you live in these suburban areas off these large metropolitan communities, those lions and stuff are getting bad enough where they're having problems with them killing pets and such. But there's going to be a point at which it's no longer pets to what they're hunting. Once they figure out that they can catch those kids walking to the school bus and lions.
Yeah.
There's just absolutely no getting around it. And once you start having those type of overpopulations, then you start dealing with diseases. Because if we're not going to thin out those groups, well, then Mother Nature thins it out, and then the way they do it is pretty harsh and violent generally.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
What do you think? A text comes in and says, "What do you think fur prices are going to be in Coyotes this year?"
It looks like they're going to be down $20 to $25 on average across the board.
Yeah,
is what I'm hearing from the guys I'm talking to. There's like no fox market, like zero fox market. I was told like top quality stuff you might get a $10 average, which it's not even hardly worth the effort of putting them up for that. I can a certain amount, but so I've heard red fox has no value. I can't give away a raccoon. Badger haven't had any value for years. Bobcats and coyotes. I mean, even the coyotes still coming down in price, $20-$25, which is a huge drop.
Yeah.
But it's still pretty decent money as far as what we were used to, say, 15 years ago, 20 years ago.
Exactly. Hey, we got. It looks like Jesse's calling in here. What's going on, Jesse? You're on with Jamie Olson. Good morning.
Hey, Jamie. Just a question for you, going back to the previous statements there. As far as hunting and trapping going away in our Midwestern states, do you think that states like North Dakota, South Dakota, Wyoming, do you think that's going to be a little harder for them to pull off with us being ag-based states where you do have ranchers that are hiring individuals like you or ranchers themselves like Scott that take a fair number of creatures a year to protect their herd? Do you think they really would ever be able to get it through to where they'd take away all predator hunting?
I would think it would be tough. Like Arizona, for instance, they still have trapping there on private ground. Now they make such a big deal of it that there's no trapping in Arizona, but it's mainly because the bulk of it's public ground. Colorado, the same thing. As long as you can show depredation on private land, you can get a permit, and then you can have a trapper or an agent of you come in and take care of that stuff. So even in the more liberal states, I guess, with that sort of thing, seem to still have trapping programs. So I would say the thing is the ranchers need to get involved. The agriculture community need to be involved with that. It isn't something that I think that the sportsman is going to be able to save himself. I don't think that's it. I think it's industry that's going to be able to save the sportsman. The industry needs to come forward and be the ones explaining how that helps financially within those agricultural communities. That's all driven by money, right? If somebody can show where it's going to cost money, especially a state like North Dakota, where half the state is agriculture or farmland, the other half is mixed in with farmland and livestock. Everybody's got to get on board with it. In Wyoming, it's the ranchers, of course. They're the ones that they've got to be hooting and hollering. Nobody wants to listen to a trapper at a meeting in the basement of City Hall on a Tuesday night. I mean, nobody really cares. They sit there patiently and listen to our little rant. But I have found that when I'm at those meetings as an outfitter, I don't get a lot of I mean, they're listening obviously, but when the rancher's sitting there and he pipes off, it's a whole different. The whole demeanor of those game wardens, those local game wardens, change when one of the ranchers starts going off about something. So
right.
That's what it's going to take. But I think it's going to be. I think it would be tough for legislators sitting in a room full of local agricultural producers and tell them that we're going to take that tool away from you. I could see it being different things, where you got a sportsman tag where you get the tractor in the first season, and here's what that looks like for you. And then if you're doing depredation control, if you've got some sort of contract with a rancher that you're showing that there's a law, then I think there should be rules.
The thing that scares me, Jamie, the thing that scares me about that is in our state in North Dakota, we have the situation where you can go out and get signatures and you can get things put on the ballot to vote. And then if it goes to the vote, then it goes to the legislature and they have to put it through. And with all the millions and millions of dollars of outside money that are coming in from the Californias of the world, they're starting to show up in our state. We've seen it a couple times in the last few sessions where they're coming in here and they're trying to affect our hunting and ranching and farming heritage in our state with outside dollars. And it's a scary deal in North Dakota. And I'm not sure South Dakota works that same way. Scott might know that.
It's all over in the Dakota territory right now. And that outside money is, like you said, it's coming in from some power players and different associations and different groups. You just have to watch out and do your due diligence and find out where this money's coming from and who's behind it.
Yeah. Well, it's nice to hear from you again, Jamie. I'll listen to the rest of the show.
Okay. Thanks for the call. Appreciate it.
Jesse. Thanks.
You bet. 888-932-5682. Jamie, that's a lot of concern. People are concerned about that, but we're down on the last couple minutes here. What do you got going on here? Let's talk a little bit more about this Coyote Classic tournament, and then I have a whole bunch I'm going to tell people about when I let you go here. So January 9th is yours coming up in Dickinson.
Yeah, and we've got we should have a bunch of great door prizes again. I'm working on a deal with APF. Hopefully, we should have 6 rifles to give away. They'll give the 6 more guns for the government to try to buy back to me, I guess, when Biden gets in office.
Yeah.
So we got that going on. And we're going to add a little bit twist to it this year. We're going to do try our hand at a night hunt again.
Okay.
So we're going to do a night hunt and then a day hunt. So we'll have a night hunt that Friday night, and then the regular hunt would be on Saturday. But we'll have that all posted up on the rules, and you can find that on Facebook, North Dakota Tournaments, and CoyoteHunter.net, and we'll have more information as we get it here.
Yeah. Well, Jamie, I appreciate your time here today. I'm sorry it's short. We'll get you back here when in December. We'll talk a little bit more and get you fired up. Okay.
All right, buddy.
All right. Thanks a lot, man. Appreciate it. That's Jamie Olson, CoyoteHunter.net. You can go and find more information there. That tournament is coming up on January 9th. Hey, we got a whole bunch of them I'm going to go through here before I let you run here for today. The 2nd annual Sodbuster Saloon Predator Environment Derby is going to be next Saturday, the 28th, Sibley, North Dakota. The 2021 Northwood Men's Club Coyote Hunt and Raffle is January 15th and 16th. The 4th annual Dunn County Christmas for Kids Coyote Hunt is December 11th and 12th. The Wild Walleye 3rd annual Ice Fishing Tournament, Ice Fever Tournament, is coming up Saturday, January 2nd. The 2021 Wright and Family Memorial Coyote Hunt, this is February 6th. They're already planning out just a little bit further out than some people are already, and that's part of the same tournament there. The 2E Fabrication Predator Hunt, January 8th and 9th. That's out of the Sanborn, North Dakota side of things. The 6th Annual Cheyenne River Predator Hunters Classic Coyote Calling Contest on December 11th and 12th. Moving it this year to the Curly Hall, northwest of Fort Pierre, due to the COVID restrictions. Again, the one that we talked about in the first part of the show, January 9th, is going to be the Garrett Houghton Benefit Coyote and Hunt and Chili Cook-Off. For more information, you can get in touch with Riley Schriefer about that one. Hey, and it's kind of a cool thing here, and it's because of broadband, and I serve as a board of director for our local broadband company, a toy and food drive to help the kids in the southwestern North Dakota side of things. And we stretch into northwest South Dakota too, so we're going to be helping out. And if you want to donate that, you can take any unwrapped toy, food, or household item and drop it off at Consolidated Communications in Dickinson, North Dakota. So that would be kind of cool. Help out those kids just a little bit. Hey, thanks for tuning in today. Appreciate it. Also, the Polaris Ag Advantage Action Motorsports, Britt, making breakfast this morning for everybody who comes in. And if you buy one, he'll take you out to supper too. I guarantee it. Polaris Ag Advantage Action Motorsports on the Strip, Mandan, North Dakota. Thanks for tuning in today. Eat some meat and drink some milk. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you next weekend. All right, thank you, radio stations. Appreciate that very much. And YouTube, as I'm clicking through things here and taking and getting away from things, keep subscribing. Tell other people to subscribe so I can do some remote type ones. Next Saturday, broadcasting out of the Black Hills of South Dakota. Where I'm going to be, not quite sure yet. Sponsors in South Dakota, give me a call. We'll see what happens.